It's Friday, and the Miami Dolphins are back on the practice field. You could feel a different kind of energy, especially with Tua Tagovailoa there, just one step away from finally being fully cleared from the NFL's concussion protocol. Every move he made was being watched closely, but not in that tense way that we've seen before. No, this time it felt more like relief, like a collective breath from everyone who loves this team. We're right there, so close to having him back where he belongs. But not everything is smooth, of course. There are a few key guys missing from practice. Kader Kohou and rookie Storm Duck, both cornerbacks, are sitting out. These aren't the star names that make the headlines every day, but losing them could hurt the depth of our secondary. And it's not just them. Backup quarterback Tyler Huntley is also out, and from what head coach Mike McDaniel said, he's probably not going to be ready to suit up for the game against the Arizona Cardinals this weekend. No surprise there, given the shoulder injury he picked up against the Colts in Week 7. It's frustrating, but it's something the team will need to navigate. If Huntley doesn't make it, putting him on injured reserve is an option, especially with the roster spots being shuffled around once Tua gets the official all-clear. The question everyone's asking is whether this defense can hold up, especially with some of these backups out. And yet, there's optimism brewing. Look no further than Ethan Bonner. Brian Duker, the secondary coach, was talking him up during practice, and it wasn't just the typical coach speak you hear all the time. Duker was adamant that Bonner's got what it takes, not just to be on the team, but to really establish himself as a starter in this league. He's shown the skill set, Duker said, clearly confident that Bonner could step in and get the job done. It's a bold statement, but it makes you think, could Bonner be one of those guys who steps up when it really counts? And then there's Calais Campbell and Terron Armstead, two veterans who've become key pillars for this team. They were both back on the field after taking their usual Wednesday off. These guys know how to manage their bodies, and honestly, the Dolphins need them more than ever. Their leadership can't be overstated, especially in a week where there's so much uncertainty with who will actually be available on Sunday. Still, all eyes are on Tua. Every pass, every step, it all feels like a test, and the fans can't help but feel the weight of it. Is this the moment when things finally start to click for him again? The concussion protocol has been a long and winding road, and you know it's been a mental battle just as much as a physical one. But the fact that he's out there, looking sharper, moving around with confidence, that's the boost this team needs. There's a real chance he'll be ready for the Cardinals, and even though McDaniel is keeping things cautious, you can sense that he's hopeful. The team's been through a lot without their starting quarterback, and the potential of having Tua back changes everything. It's the kind of spark that can lift the whole locker room. But there are still tough decisions to be made. Tyler Huntley's status complicates things, especially with roster space being such a premium. If he's not ready, and he probably isn't, the Dolphins will need to make some quick moves. Huntley being on IR would open up a spot, but who fills it? These are the moments when every decision counts, especially with a team that's been fighting tooth and nail to stay competitive in a brutal season. So where does that leave us heading into Sunday? There's excitement in the air, sure, but also a sense of unpredictability. The Dolphins have been fighting through injuries, close losses, and the uncertainty surrounding Tua's health. But now, with Tua almost back and some key veterans like Campbell and Armstead leading the way, there's a glimmer of hope that things are finally turning around. It's not going to be easy, nothing ever is in this league, but if this team can rally around its stars, if Tua can step back into his role, and if guys like Ethan Bonner can rise to the occasion, this Dolphins squad might just surprise us all.